Imagine this, you're lying in bed next to someone who looks perfect on the outside, but deep down, you feel empty. You gave yourself away to a woman who never cared about your heart, your dreams, or your soul. You thought it was just about pleasure, just about the moment, but now you're left drained, confused, and questioning yourself as a man. See, sex isn't just physical. It is emotional energy, it's spiritual exchange, and it can either elevate you or completely destroy you. Too many men confuse lust with love. Too many men ignore the red flags because they're hungry for validation, attention, or a quick escape from loneliness. But if you're a man who is building himself, if you're a man who values his peace, his power, and his purpose, you must guard your body and your energy with wisdom. Because the wrong encounter with the wrong woman won't just cost you a night's sleep, it can cost you years of your life. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 types of women you should never share your body with. And if you truly listen, you'll not only save yourself heartbreak, you'll elevate into the man you were always meant to be. A woman can have the most beautiful smile, the most attractive curves, the most charming presence, and still be completely hollow inside. The spiritually empty woman is one who looks alive on the outside, but inside there's no compass, no grounding, no inner peace. She drifts through life without a sense of purpose, without faith, without values that anchor her to something bigger than herself. When you give yourself to this kind of woman, you are not just entering her body, you are entering her emptiness. And here's the truth, emptiness is contagious. It will spread into your spirit, into your discipline, into your purpose as a man. Think about it. You've been working hard to build your future. You've been sacrificing sleep, putting in effort, focusing on your goals. But then you meet this woman. She looks like the perfect escape. She's fun. She's seductive. She's available. But after a few encounters, you start to feel restless. You start to feel drained. You wake up and wonder why your drive is slipping, why your focus is gone, why you no longer feel hungry for the future. It's because she had nothing to give you in the first place. No peace, no strength, no guidance. She's searching for fulfillment in you, in alcohol, in parties, in anything external, but never within herself. And when you attach yourself to her, you become her source. And that's when you start to feel like you're pouring out, but never being poured into. The spiritually empty woman is dangerous because she makes you believe that your role is to fix her. But brother, you are not her savior. You are not her therapist. You are not her God. If she does not choose to fill herself with purpose, wisdom, and peace, nothing you do will ever be enough. And the more you try, the more you lose yourself. As a man, your spirit is your fuel. Guard it. Protect it. If you must connect intimately, choose a woman whose spirit brings peace to your life, not turbulence. Choose a woman who has light inside her, because when 2 lights come together, they shine brighter. But when light mixes with emptiness, the emptiness wins. So, never, never entangle yourself with a spiritually empty woman, because her emptiness will become your emptiness. One of the most dangerous women a man can ever give himself to is the manipulator in disguise. She doesn't come into your life announcing her intentions. No, she arrives with charm. She makes you feel desired, important, even powerful. But behind that soft smile and tender touch lies calculation. Every word, every move, every kiss is part of a strategy, not to love you, but to use you. This woman doesn't see you as a man with dreams, struggles, and a soul. She sees you as an opportunity. To her, intimacy is not about connection. It's a transaction. And the price is always your energy, your money, or your freedom. She'll give you pleasure, but in return, she expects favors, status, or control over your decisions. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how some women suddenly become affectionate when they want something? She may say, "I miss you," but what she really means is, "I need something from you." She may give you attention in private, but in public, she positions herself to benefit from your resources. You become her ladder. You become her insurance. And in the process, you lose the ability to know who genuinely loves you and who's just playing the game. The manipulator in disguise thrives on your blindness. She knows men crave to feel needed. So she feeds your ego while quietly draining your soul. And when you finally wake up, you'll realize it wasn't intimacy. It was entrapment. You'll see that every moment of connection had strings attached. and those strings tied you like a puppet. But here's the truth: no man can ever rise into his true power while sleeping with a manipulator. Because every time you give in, you give her more control. And the more control she has, the weaker you become. You can't focus on your mission if your energy is being negotiated in the bedroom. So, brother, listen carefully. The manipulator will not love you for who you are. She will only love what she can take from you. And once you have nothing left to give, she will move on to the next man without a second thought. Do not confuse manipulation for love. Real intimacy is freedom, not bondage. Protect your heart, your body, and your resources. Because a manipulator doesn't deserve access to any of them. There's a certain kind of woman who thrives on chaos. Her life is never calm, never stable, never peaceful, because she doesn't know how to live without drama. She is addicted to conflict the way some people are addicted to alcohol or gambling. And if you let her into your bed, into your heart, into your world, her storms will become your storms. This is the woman who always has an enemy. One day it's her best friend who betrayed her. The next it's her co-worker who's jealous. Another day it's her family who never supports her. Pay attention, because if every chapter of her life is filled with conflict, guess what? You're next. It's only a matter of time before the villain in her story becomes you. Drama. Addicted women use sex as part of the cycle. When the tension is high, when the fights are loud, intimacy becomes the makeup session. But this isn't love, it's manipulation. It's emotional roller coasters disguised as passion. One minute you feel like her king, the next she's tearing you down, making you question your worth, then luring you back in with affection. This is not stability. This is control. And here's the danger: drama is exhausting. It steals your focus, your peace, and your energy. You'll find yourself spending hours trying to calm her down, days trying to fix her mess, weeks recovering from her storms. Instead of building your business, your body, or your purpose, you're building her fire and burning yourself in the process. But listen, brother, as a man, your life cannot afford constant turbulence. You are meant to build, to lead, to grow. You cannot grow in soil that is always shaken by earthquakes. A woman addicted to drama will never give you peace, because peace is boring to her. She doesn't want calm, she craves chaos. And no matter how hard you try, you cannot change her. So when you see the signs, constant arguments, endless gossip, perpetual fights, walk away. Do not convince yourself that you can handle it, that the passion is worth the pain. Because the longer you stay, the more you normalize dysfunction. A good woman adds peace to your life. A dramatic woman subtracts it. And peace, brother, is priceless. Every man will encounter women who have been hurt. Because truth be told, we all carry scars. We all have a past. But there is a dangerous difference between a woman who is healing and a woman who is hiding from her healing. The latter is the emotionally broken woman who refuses to face her wounds. And if you decide to lie with her, you will become part of her battlefield. This woman has been betrayed, abandoned, cheated on, or abused. And instead of confronting the pain, she buries it deep inside. But buried wounds don't disappear. They leak out in anger, insecurity, mistrust, and self-sabotage. She may look strong on the surface, but inside she is fragile glass, constantly cracking under pressure. And when you enter her life, you don't just meet her body, you meet every ghost of her past. Here's the cycle: she uses sex as a bandage. It numbs her loneliness for a night, silences her fears for a moment, makes her feel wanted for a few hours. But once the moment is over, the pain comes back, stronger than before. And because she refuses to heal, she'll return to the same pattern, pulling you in again and again, until you're drained, confused, and questioning yourself. Brother, let me be real with you. Love cannot fix what a woman is unwilling to face. You can give her your loyalty, your strength, your attention. You can even give her your whole heart. But if she does not choose healing for herself, nothing you do will ever be enough. Instead of lifting her up, she will unconsciously pull you down. And the cost: your mental health, your energy, your time. You'll spend more days managing her pain than building your own purpose. And in the end, you will lose yourself in the process of trying to save her. This is not to say that broken women don't deserve love. They do. But they must first take responsibility for their healing. Until then, intimacy with her is not connection. It is entrapment. So guard your spirit, Be compassionate, yes. Be kind, yes. But do not sacrifice your sanity trying to be a savior. You are a man, not her medicine. Choose a woman who has faced her pain, not one who runs from it. Because a healed woman can build with you. A broken woman will break you too. Respect is the foundation of every relationship. Without it, love cannot last, trust cannot grow, and intimacy becomes poison. That's why one of the most destructive women a man can ever give himself to is the disrespectful woman. This is the woman who laughs at your dreams, who mocks your ambitions, who cuts you down with sarcasm when you're trying to build yourself up. She doesn't encourage you, she belittles you. She doesn't stand with you, she stands against you. And yet, many men still lie with her, convincing themselves that disrespect is just her personality. But brother, do not be fooled. Intimacy with a woman who disrespects you is like handing her the keys to your soul and asking her to destroy you from the inside. Here's why sex is not just physical. It's emotional submission. When you give yourself to a disrespectful woman, you teach her that her behavior is acceptable. You reward her disrespect with intimacy. And slowly, you begin to lose your confidence. You begin to doubt your vision. You even start questioning your value as a man, because every time you're with her, her words echo louder than your own self-belief. Disrespect doesn't always come in shouting or insults. Sometimes it's in subtle ways. The eye roll when you share an idea, the dismissive tone when you speak, the way she compares you to other men, or the way she ignores your boundaries and pretends they don't matter. These small cuts might not feel deadly at first, but over time, they bleed your spirit dry. A man cannot build his empire with a woman who tears down his foundation. You cannot lead with confidence if the person closest to you undermines your strength. And make no mistake, if a woman cannot respect you, she cannot truly love you. So, what should you do? Walk away. Do not try to prove your worth to someone who has already decided not to see it. Do not argue. Do not beg. Do not shrink yourself to fit her approval. Because the moment you tolerate disrespect, you teach the world how to treat you. Brother, your body, your time, and your energy are sacred. Only share them with a woman who honors who you are, who respects your dreams, and who values your efforts. Anything less is self-betrayal. There's a saying, how a person treats themselves is how they will eventually treat you. And this is why one of the most heartbreaking mistakes a man can make is giving himself to a woman who doesn't value herself. This is the woman who lives without boundaries. She gives her time, her body, and her attention to anyone who asks because she has not yet learned her own worth. She surrounds herself with toxic people, tolerates disrespect, and settles for less than she deserves because deep down, she does not believe she deserves better. And when you choose to be intimate with her, you get pulled into that same cycle of carelessness and self-neglect. A woman who doesn't value herself cannot value you. Why? Because intimacy with her is not about mutual respect. It's about temporary escape. She isn't thinking about the future, about growth, or about building something meaningful. She is thinking about validation, about distraction, about filling the void for just a moment. And when you connect with her, you don't just share her body, you share in her lack of direction, her lack of discipline, and her lack of self-worth. Brother, think about the price of that. You've worked hard to respect yourself, to build your name, to protect your energy. But the moment you give yourself to a woman who doesn't value herself, your standards begin to slip. You start excusing behavior you once knew was wrong. You start lowering your bar. And before long, you find yourself becoming the very thing you swore you'd never be, a man who compromises his worth just to feel wanted. This isn't judgment, it's reality. A woman who doesn't honor her own body will never fully honor yours. A woman who constantly tears herself down cannot build you up. And a woman who doesn't protect her own peace will bring chaos into yours. You cannot teach someone's self-respect by lying with them. You cannot rescue a woman from her own self-neglect by giving her your body. That's not leadership. That's self-destruction. So guard your heart. Guard your purpose. Guard your future. Choose women who carry themselves with dignity, because when you align with a woman who values herself, she will naturally value you. But when you lie with someone who doesn't, you risk losing the very respect you've worked your whole life to build.